And hello, everyone. Welcome once again to another great live stream here on the one only place you're going to get the best watch alongs, the best action packed wrestling discussions right here on the Core Martial Podcast. It is great to be back. I cannot see now because I actually need those glasses to see, and I shouldn't have done that because they're fragile and they might have broken. So I'm going to gently and gingerly put them back on so I can see each and every one of you as we speak. We are going to watch today for our live stream a great match. At least I remember it being a great match. I don't know if it actually is. This is going to be a test for the stands of time. And actually, I just remembered I need to share this link with you all so you can all be a part of it and all enjoy terrific times and a terrific live stream. And that is happening right here, right now. Why don't we talk about, while I'm loading this up, last week I talked about personal stuff, which was annoying and didn't matter and was irrelevant to pro wrestling. This time we're going to talk about people who are annoying and personal and are related to wrestling, D-Generation X. This is DX versus McMahons. I'm going to talk specifically about this reboot. The McMahon DX feud was incredibly fun. I had their DVD when I was a kid. Maybe like 12, maybe even younger when I had it. But it was still a terrific DVD. Just because like all the kayfabe interviews were fun. They had McMahon and Shane. So I'm trying to do two things at once here. So I don't mean to look like I'm phoning it in, but okay. Nope, shut up. All right, here we go. Not shut up to all of you, obviously. I would never tell you all to extinguish your voice because your voice matters. Here we go. Boom. And so, anyway, there is the match. So if you look in the live chat, boom, goes the match. That is the official YouTube for that particular match. DX, to me, the reboot was fun. I mean, I was around more for Ruthless Aggression than I was for Attitude Era. I was super young during the Attitude Era. I was like 5, 6, and 7, so I didn't really get a chance to watch much of that until after the fact. But I really got into wrestling into the Ruthless Aggression era. And, of course, this was kind of towards the end of Ruthless Aggression. But Triple H and Shawn had just gone through their massive feud. And then things were starting to get a little hokier than normal. But this was, than normal as opposed to, like, Katie Vick. But you know what I mean? It was starting to really go back to the cartoony things, like with the cheerleaders, right, with the Spirit Squad, which is who DX fought first in their whole DX versus the McMahons feud. But the McMahons were the perfect group for them to feud with because it was that time. It was a little more sanitized than it was in the Attitude Era, but I still thought it was fun. It was some entertaining stuff that they did. Triple H and Shawn are very funny together. And, of course, they had matured together. So it was a different group. It was a different attitude, I think. And that also appealed to their case. It was Shawn had kind of reformed, but he was still willing to do prankster stuff. And it was, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the time that they did. It was a shame that Triple H got hurt when he did, which made Shawn Michaels, have some great matches with John Cena. There's no debate about that. But but at the same time, I think that they were also getting a little stale by the end of the summer, or by the end of the fall. After their feud with Edge and Orton, there was really no place for them to go unless they were going to win the tag titles, which you could have said they would, but I think that Shawn still wanted to do more of the really high-profile singles matches, and Triple H, I think, at that point was also a singles guy more than a tag guy. So it was one of those things that was never destined to last longer than it did. And then they reformed it in 2009, and then in 2010, and then in 2012, and then 2004. You see what I mean? It's like, I think that there was just there were too much reviving going on that they were beating the revival to the punch. And that's kind of the gist I'm getting at here. It's like, to some degree, it was. I mean, it was a lot of fun. To some degree, it was a lot of fun, but also to some degree, it always was going to have a window of what time it was going to be valid and valuable in terms of its marketability. Because at the end of the day, it's still a nostalgia gimmick. And this was really one of the, well, I can't say one of the first, but this one was more of a nostalgia gimmick that you knew was not going to last, but it was fun to revive them because it was a different attitude. I didn't think that their SummerSlam 2009 match was anywhere near what this one was. This was not my favorite pay-per-view on that DVD, though. My favorite, we should actually review that one day, is the Hell in a Cell match. That would be a tremendous amount of fun doing their Hell in a Cell match, the 3-on-2. But it's going to be fun. This match I remember just being as horrifically overbooked. This is the one where they don't even get into the ring until like the Spirit Squad and Regal and Mr. Anderson and Finlay interfere. Then comes the Big Show to just really mess them up even worse. And then come the McMahons. They do a tag match, which is all based on Shawn getting heat for Triple H's hot tag, even though Triple H was just wrecked earlier. And then all of a sudden just gets this huge head of fire just out of nowhere, just like selling like mad, crawling to the ring, selling like mad, selling. Tag, in comes it. Oh, I'm okay. Boom. And makes the comeback. It's like almost a Goonie comeback. It's ridiculous. And then Umaga tries to interfere because he was involved in 3 weeks worth of their storytelling up to this. Umaga, you want to talk about guys that they really tried to push hard. Umaga had beaten, in the weeks leading up to this show, had beaten Shawn Michaels, even though Vince and Shane were ringside and Estrada were ringside. Still, a pinfall victory over Shawn Michaels is a pinfall win over Shawn Michaels, and pinned Triple H by himself. So he had definitely they had gotten taken out pretty inceptively by them and the McMahons, who also did like the Sweet Chin Music humiliation and the pedigree 2 weeks in a row. And that was the idea of building up the heat leading towards them getting the payback here. So, and getting revenge. So definitely, this was some decent, back when WWE actually had some decent storytelling. For what this was worth, I remember enjoying this in the context of what it was worth. We will have to see. I remember a pretty good promo in the week prior to this with Triple H doing a great segment in a confrontation between these two teams. Vince and Shane, they were some pretty good wrestling in this one. I mean, I got to give them some credit for this too. And this is just what I remember off the top of my brain here. So why don't we jump into it and see if this holds the test of time. So if you were watching along at home, I'm going to do what I did before. We're going to start the video at 000. And actually what I'm going to do here, just for the sake of trying to get this as perfect as possible, I'm going to refresh the page. Skip this advertisement for you. You're not going to know because I'm going to mute the sound. I'm not giving these advertisers the satisfaction. They will not get the better of us. If you want an advertisement, stay tuned for Friday because it's the mid-season show of ACPW and NWL. Catch it right here on the Court Marshall podcast. Great times coming up. Great event. Going to be a fun time doing our fantasy booking from our basement where it belongs. So if you're following along with us at home, we are going to begin at 000. This is WWE's match. Full match, D-Generation X versus Mr. McMahon and Shane McMahon, SummerSlam 2006. I will count us down. I will point and click. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Here comes DA and Duration Dex. And every time we get an advertisement, I'm gonna try to mute it so we don't have to hear advertisers talking about advertising, because I have not permeated quite yet the YouTubes and have thrown advertisements in, but I would not do that. I would not try to brainwash you on while you're watching another YouTube video. Here comes D-Generation X. I don't know how much I really liked the spray paint T-shirt of DX. You know what I mean? You know the one I'm talking about? They had this one in 2006 where it was this, it's like the spray cans at the bottom and they spray painted DX on the shirt. I don't know if I really cared for that as a logo. I kind of like the older one more. I mean, it's okay. It's okay, but it's definitely an old, it's an old school one. I mean, 2006, I guess it's old school, but I always preferred the original D-Generation X. They even did a joke about that. But they also, I mean, I guess the one they had before that wasn't that much better either, which was that was the one where they were both pantsing the audience with, or both, like, it was both them cartoon anime, like, mooning people, and at D-Generation X. At least that was more, that was closer to their actual, like, Attitude Era stuff. Boom goes the fireworks. Always loved that pyro. Back when JR was tolerable to listen to. Because Shawn Michaels and Triple H are actually good workers and are fun to watch, and there was a program worth putting on here. Right, the resources. We have unlimited resources. Yes, that's right. I remember unlimited resources. This isn't the one that they did. I think it was at Cyber Sunday where Shawn Michaels like goes to the camera as Triple H is going to do his announcing thing, and Shawn Michaels like, "Can you put the camera on me every now and then?" It was, Shawn acting like a goon. Now they're doing like a Hulk Hogan, trying to just get people into the thing. All right, here we go. Introduction. Oh. Shawn Michaels with those DX pants. I did like those DX pants. Got silver on this time. Yeah, that was a pretty weak cheer at first. To say I thought this was Boston was a good cheap pop, and also good reference to the money. Gotta always reference where the money is. It's a good key to a good promo. Let's get ready to do things to our willies. Yay, PG era. And of course, it's funny, them doing the, we got 2 words for you and the whole suck it thing, right? They never really did this style of intro back in their Attitude Era days. That came more with the DX Army, with the Outlaws and Kid. And especially the Triple H, Are You Ready? And the Let's Get Ready to Suck It and all that. That was all afterwards. So it's really interesting how they like combined those two ideas. Shane McMahon, back when we could tolerate him. Vince McMahon, I guess we could tolerate him. We liked hating him more. And here, kaboom goes the advertisement. Didn't even get through the in-ring intros before we hit an advertisement. I wish I were surprised. This is modern YouTube. Can't get 90 seconds into a video without an advertisement now, even though it was 4 minutes and 38 seconds. Still. Mr. McMahon. Mr. Invincible McMahon, except he always gets his ass kicked every time he's in the ring. Most of the time. I wonder if fans felt copped out by this whole thing. Shawn Michaels always dancing to the intros. He did that with Bischoff too at Cyber Sunday. Oh, here comes the Spirit Squad. Oh, Ziggle's gonna ziggle. I feel bad for the rest of these guys. This gimmick really hurt every one of these guys who was pretty decent. Oh, thanks for coming, Mikey. Which one was that? Saying which one was that is the exact feeling of this one. Talking about all the other dwarves. Oh, this poor JR King just burying these poor guys. All these guys have a future in pizza delivery, if you ask me. Oh, that's brutal. That is brutal. Corny was pretty high on them in OVW. Well, those guys, Johnny Jeter and Mike Mondo. Here comes Kennedy. Before he blew his opportunity. William Regal, always underrated, never a top guy, but did his best stuff. Love that dude. And Finley, also a good guy. Another good wrestler. And you notice immediately that these guys are taking a lot more like threats than these guys than the previous ones were. At least these guys are taken seriously, though. These guys are taking a lot more. They're taking his threats. But still, DX is going to continue to beat him down. I just realized that hand slap was way later time. Well, it's a big show. Da-da, 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 da-da. Oh, Big Show is huge. Big Show is the ECW champion at this point. He beat Sabu in a brutal Extreme Rules match earlier that night. It was okay. I remember that match being not terrific, but it was okay. Flair and McFoley had an I Quit match in this show. I think before this. No, I think it was the match right after this, actually. But Big Show was big enough to really look. Big Show, even though he was big, still looked great here. And, of course, this made the McMahons despised because they didn't get in the ring. They were just able to use their advantages of being a billionaire. Oh, that Cobra Clutch backbreaker was always brutal. And then that leg swing over. That swing over leg drop. That was also... See, I loved Big Show's moveset at this time. It was just so brutal. So devastatingly brutal. Back when people sold, too, so... Road Warrior Buck wouldn't just keep getting up. Now Triple H getting to see it. Here comes the chokeslam. And of course, they couldn't help themselves even still, even at this time. Somebody in every pay-per-view's got to go through that damn announce table. But they did clear it. They kept clearing up the monitors here. They want it to hurt, but they got to keep the equipment. This was the thing even back in 2006, folks. Oh, here comes an advertisement. 2, 1, mute. Nope. I'm a pizza lady. Hello, me, I'm a pizza lady. Here's your pizza. Yeah, but I'm sure this is an insurance commercial, and you got me too many wings. See you later. I'm taking your tip. All right. Insurance company. Somebody's there. Oh, choke slam. Don't even need to talk about it. Damn. That was beautifully taken. That was beautifully taken. No. McMahon calling back the troops. Calling off the dogs. JR said, oh, the commentary, JR and King were just so good. I know a lot of people hate King because he was so lewd, but these two just had a chemistry unlike any other. And now, here comes the heat spot as the bell rings. He's like, oh, God, shit, look at that. How long into this did it? How long did they spend on that? 11 minutes. They spent 11 minutes just doing the beatdown after DX shined over 8 heels, mind you. And then Big Show was the difference maker. Really, when you talk about how they did it, it honestly goes through the structure. Passes the structure test, at least the one that I know. Babyface shine, heat spot. There's a couple hope spots coming. They're getting a lot of heat. They do the tee off and the double moves, the bold double moves, and then the ridiculous comeback. One comeback. Shane's ridiculous selling. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Didn't he gets a drop kick, I think. A missile drop kick is Triple H. He does try to get back in. Yes, the Vince likes chicken. Oh, that clothesline was terrible. Oh my God, that was bad, Vince. That clothesline was terrible. He just held his arm out. Wonder how much of this Shawn put together. Because you have to imagine Shawn's carrying this to some degree. It's just the double elbow. Shawn is ridiculous sell. Oh, man. See, Shane's crossing his feet a lot. Oh, really missed that kick. Really missed that kick. That was supposed to be a boot to the head. That was like a good 1.5 feet away from his head. What is Shane doing here? Oh, neck breaker. Right. Leave it to Shawn to be able to sell for these two like gold. Oh, they do double suplex here. Yeah, all the double T moves. Look how coherent we are. Oh, God, that looked bad. But you know what? It still fits the narrative because neither of these two are wrestlers. They had a little miscue there. At least at this point, it makes sense. At least it makes sense for the moves to look bad because Shane and Vince are not wrestlers. And it also makes sense for Kyoto not to be like really ordering Vince or Shane to be going back to the corner, making a count for that. because they're the boss and Kyoto doesn't want to get fired. So at least in some kayfabe sense, it makes sense why he wouldn't be overly enforcing the rules. I didn't catch the advertisement in time. These advertisements make it really hard to watch along, doesn't it? Because they're being a little bit of jerks. 14, 57, 58, 59, 15 minutes in, just in case you need it. No, it's, oh, what are they doing here? Leg drop? Oh, the demolition elbow. Yes. Look how happy they are. Look how sweaty Shane is already. And the next one's the Heart Foundation. Before things had been mended. And Sean's telling him where to go. This is... God, it's a good thing Sean knows how to take all this shit. Imagine them trying to do this to Jinder Mahal. Oh, it would be a train wreck. Sorry, Jinder, but I don't mean to cause random pot shots, but you do kind of deserve it. Sean still just... I'm more impressed with Sean's selling because he just knows how to give them what they need to just look and feel awful, but then Sean with a crazy kick out. Back when kicking out of things like that actually was like you could get a pop from it, which you can't do anymore. Sean's starting to make his own comeback, but I think this is just a flurry, right? Yep, hope spot. So now Sean does the... Is this a double clothesline? Yep. And now he's got to get to make the hot tag. This is the most ridiculous hot tag. Now that the more that I think about this hot tag, the more ridiculous it is that Triple H is slowly reaching his way back over to make a comeback after he's been beaten the hell down and just like randomly just like boom. Oh, this is gonna be great. I can't wait to watch this. This is funny. This is a great comeback. But there's a testament to Sean and Triple H's timing though, because they knew how to time this well enough to make it happen. That was good of Shane to get the trap like he's trying to get over there. Gives him a little more time. This tag though, this Hulk up tag in and Hulk up. Oh, Jesus, that's funny. Oh, Christ. Much better neck breaker from Triple H this time. Unlike the one that he had with Kane, which may be one of the worst I've ever seen. This one was actually good. Face buster. Interesting sell by Shane, but I like it. Ooh, tough clothesline. Shane took that beautifully. Shane knows how to hit the ropes. Most modern wrestlers do not. Body slam. Michaels, beautiful elbow, as picture perfect as always. Got to see some. The thing about Triple H and Shawn Michaels is they know what the hell they're doing. So does YouTube messing up this advertisement with advertisements. Come on, this is a little ridiculous. Ridiculunkus. All right, here we go. 20 minutes. Now out goes Shane and Shawn. Perfect. Triple H is going to get hit, I think, with a low blow here. Oh, here comes Umanga. I'm sorry, here comes Umanga. Do his part. Oh, right, the kick to Shawn. I miss this dude. I feel bad that this dude didn't get a chance to be around more. Samoan Spike. Might have been a dumb finish because it's just a thumb to the throat. But I still like Umaga. I really do. Oh, that's right. And then Kane shows up. Speaking of Kane, he must have mentioned me in the when I mentioned the neck breaker. He must have heard that. You know what's weird about this? This whole feud between Kane and Umaga started because Triple H and Shawn Michaels told Kane that Vince said Umaga was the biggest monster and the baddest and the greatest monster in WWE, and Kane took exception to Shawn and Triple H instigating, and that's how that feud started, which led to a match in Unforgiven, which was actually somewhat decent. And now Samoan Spike. Could it do Triple H in? Nope. It had before, but there was just enough time, long enough time, where he had enough time to actually kick out. Where if there had been a quick cover, it would have been over. Oh, and Vince punches Kyoto. That's referee harassment. Oh, that's what JR says. I remembered that call. Now they're going to do, I think Triple H tries to go for another pedigree, or Vince does. Oh, right. Here comes the coast to coast. This is what this match is probably most known for, is Shawn hitting this super kick off the coast to Shane, which was one when they did it with this, it was fine. But when Roman Reigns did it with Shane and Shane hit hard, that was a tough watch. But I still remember how ridiculous that was, despite the fact I'm wearing my Roman Reigns shirt. I wish that they had gotten a better angle of that super kick, because they got it with the camera angle that was right next to Triple H, and it made it look worse at that moment. They blocked out the steel can to the head. Second super kick, pedigree. Kyoto finally getting back into the ring in just enough time. 1, 2, and it's over. And it got a huge pop because people were still riding the DX train at this time, and would until about the end of the Edge and Orton feud. Maybe even in the middle of it. But this was still a hell of a match. I mean, it was still fun. This match was still fun. You know, it may not be a wrestling classic, but it was still fun. And they got their win. I really wish they had gotten a better camera angle on that coast to coast the first time, because it did not look as good from that angle as it would have in the replay here when they show it. I think from the side, they get a better angle and they show the better angle they got. I'm pretty sure. But there's still some more time on this. They may just be doing more posing. I thought they were gonna. I think they do replay this at some point. That's what I want to see. Yeah, they do replay this Yeah, they do this from the horizontal angle. You didn't see this the first way. It was meant to be seen on the hard cam rather than the angle that they did it. But it was even then it wasn't perfect looking. But you know that was what they were going for. So yeah, it was definitely an interesting idea and execution. But I think Shawn also didn't want to kick Shane's actual head off. So this was something. This match was certainly something. It was an interesting 25 minutes. Otherwise, it definitely was a sign of the times. Definitely a sign of the times the way that match went. It was very interesting, a fun time, as DX matches almost always were until 2000. Well, until they reformed. But this was. I still had fun watching this. It was overbooked with a jillion people and put DX over a jillion people. But at the end of the day, it's Shawn Michaels and Triple H. It's what all you can ask for with these two anyway. I mean, and considering that this led to an even better Hell in a Cell match, I think is also worth putting down that this was an okay pass through on the way to that Hell in a Cell match, which was easily the match of the feud. Undoubtedly the match of the feud. One of the best matches of 2006, even, I would say. So that is going to do it for this live stream. Thank you all for watching. Whether you're watching me live or whether you're watching me after the fact, we appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and crotch chop that bell button. And we will see you on Friday and or Saturday, depending how much editing I get done on Thursday night. We will see you then for ACPW versus NWL Week 4 mid-season progress. We will see you then. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and we will see you next time.